I promise everybody I'm going skydiving soon. But I think, I mean, again, not to totally tease it, but we've kicked around ideas of Brad and I potentially playing other people and stuff like that live. And I mean, honestly, I think the bigger thing for me was just getting used to like the live aspect of a video is entirely different than the edited one. I think that was the thing I struggled with the most was like not being able to get into a routine.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Scratch Golf Show. If you're new here to the channel, welcome. My name is Marco. I'm the host here. Today we have a great interview lined up with good member, professional golfer, and YouTube golfer, Shawn Walsh. Now, Shawn recently participated in a $10,000 live stream with other good member, Brad Dalke, where unfortunately he didn't play that well. So today we dive into his reaction to that live stream and some other great topics. You're going to want to stick around to the end. Enjoy the interview today, like the video, and of course, hit that subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 2,500 before Memorial Day. Now, let's get into the interview with Shawn. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We have a good member, amateur-ish golfer, amazing human being, welcoming Shawn Walsh back to the channel. Shawn, welcome to the Scratch Golf Show, my friend. Thank you again. Third time in the last 9 months, man. It's crazy.
I know, exactly. Yeah, I don't have anybody else to talk to. My wife's probably gotten tired of me talking to her, so I got to find other people. So,
good man. How was the holiday weekend? Did you spend some time with Remy? Did you guys do any Easter egg hunts? How was that?
Oh yeah. Spent some time with Remy. Yeah, Easter Bunny came for her, and so she's got all of her new toys, which she's stoked about. Yeah, she still I think enjoys the boxes that they come in more so than the toys themselves. So we're getting there, but yeah, no, it was great to spend some time with family, obviously, and it's been kind of nice. Like good. We've been doing some stuff here in the Dallas area for the last few weeks, so haven't necessarily had to travel that much, but things are definitely ramping up now. So yeah, this next week we got some stuff going. So yeah, exciting stuff coming.
Heck yeah, man. I know we just talked a little bit what you got coming up, Creator Classic and all that fun stuff. Excited, man. I'm excited for you to get the nod. You've been crushing it with the solo channel. You and Brad, I feel like no offense to this, outside of Grant, are one of the best things going on YouTube right now. You guys have had some unreal matches, and your solo channel, man, has really taken off since the last time we spoke. And I'm super happy for you, man. You deserve all of it. You really are the best guy in the world, able to come on here at the drop of a hat when I ask anytime. And I'm so thankful. So thank you. And excited to have you.
Of course.
Let's talk a little bit about the $10,000 match that was about a week removed from that. And,
That's right. Yeah.
I guess I'll set the scene here and then turn it over to you to kind of talk me through it.
Perfect.
But I guess for those who didn't watch on the Good channel, the main channel, there was a $10,000 match between Brad and Shawn. And Brad got hot, and Shawn, I don't think, had the best day, and it
didn't get hot.
It didn't get hot. And so, yeah, man, I guess talk me through that as someone who's played competitively, I'm assuming, thousands of matches, maybe not for those type of stakes and in front of that many people, but you've played in a lot of big time money matches, professional events. I guess just talk me through the day, what was going through your head. And then I got some questions I could follow up with, but let's start there. Talk me through that day, man. How was that? Just kind of going through that.
No, it was really cool. I mean, I think that good in general, we want to start doing more things like that. I think that it's just a unique opportunity to present ourselves differently than we normally do, in the edited videos and things like that. Especially kind of these bigger matches, and obviously me and Brad, but I think. I mean, again, not to totally tease it, but we've kicked around ideas of Brad and I potentially playing other people and stuff like that live, and which would be really cool. I mean, I think that it's just a different, unique thing that we can do through good and stuff. Obviously, we have extras, we have labs, and we have the main channel, but these live things like we've had in the past, be it Desert Open or Midwest Open, things like that, thing that we have coming up in Austin here in is that June? Yeah, beginning of June. I think we got something cooking. All those through Golf Channel, but doing stuff live on YouTube is a little bit different. And yeah, I mean, Colin Ross is the magician behind all of it. We have this 6-seater cart from EA Karts that's just gives me anxiety looking at. Like, it's just like, I mean, monitors everywhere. It's like a whole production truck on like a 6-seater golf cart, and it's pretty insane just to see it like all work. And yeah, I mean, I think we had like a 10-15 minute delay. We had the shot tracer software that was working and then it stopped working. And so it's like that kind of caused a little bit of the that's why we had the delay. I think we had like 15, 18 minutes. Probably we were supposed to start I think at 3 o'clock, and we probably started at 3:15, 3:20. So um yeah, but it's a great idea, and Brad and I were stoked when they said we were going to do it. I mean, to be honest with you, we didn't even know it was for money until like we saw the promos, and we were like,
Yeah.
oh, even better, cool. And yeah, I mean, I think that kind of you painted it. Don't want to spoil it for those who haven't watched, but if they want to go watch, it was probably it could be renamed the Massacre at Denton Country Club, but it was yeah. I mean, frankly, Brad played great. It was a golf course that I mean really suited Brad, didn't suit me. And the funny thing is, I picked the golf course, so I'm like sitting there like he. I picked it like a narrow, tight golf course where if he doesn't hit it good, then he could get in trouble, and like it did not turn out like that. It did not turn out like that at all. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons. We all have bad days, and I mean, yeah, $10,000 on the line, which obviously means a little bit, but I mean, honestly, I think the bigger thing for me was just getting used to like the live aspect of a video is entirely different than the edited one, because there's a lot of times in which there's some dead time in which we kind of have to carry the video a little bit more. So I think that especially for my first one, that I think that was the thing I struggled with the most was like not being able to get into a routine, because obviously when I play professional golf, or even when I've done these live events in the past, like Midwest Open for example, and Desert Open like last year, I I was away from the camera. Like I had no responsibility as far as like talking people through my golf shot, or like being like, hey, okay, we need you for 20 seconds here, like talk about whatever. Like that was different, and so that like took me away from kind of my normal process. And I think it's something that just with time that like I would be able to get used to, and I think eventually I got the hang of it. Unfortunately, by the time I got the hang of it, it was way too late. But yeah, I mean, it's a super cool thing. I mean, Brad played great. I mean, that's what I said. I was like, thank God Brad's playing good. I was like, because if he was even par or like one under, and like, I mean, that's the funny thing was, I mean, at the end of the day, like towards the end of the round, I hit some shots that I definitely wouldn't have ever. But it's like I was like probably if I really counted every single shot up and I wasn't an idiot and on the third to last hole and tried a shot that I shouldn't have ever hit.
5 wood. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That didn't work. Didn't work. Yeah, that was a stupid shot. But I mean, like that's the funny thing is like I was probably like 1, 2 over, like 3 over at that point, maybe. Like I mean, obviously not a great day, but Brad I think made 8 birdies or something like that. So he played well. And it's good to see. I mean, I think that's the beauty of Brad and I is that we have two entirely different golf games. And his is definitely the sexier one. And so, and in certain situations, like he's done the live things before. I think he was definitely way more comfortable with it than I was. I mean, I'll just admit to that right off the bat. Um, but I mean, that's the funny thing is like then we go film videos, and we're very evenly matched in other situations. And so I think that I mean that's the great thing is that um, Brad obviously realized that I wasn't having a good day. And it's not like Brad like walking out of there afterwards is like, oh yeah, I'm the best
Daddy.
golfer or whatever. Like
Yeah.
no, I mean it's like there's a mutual respect for each other that we have, and obviously our friendship's grown a lot the last like couple of years, and so it's like we're just both able to like look back and like laugh at it and just be like, oh, like isn't it funny how like very rarely do him and I have like close matches, it
I
seems
was
like.
gonna say, yeah.
It's like either he's beating the hell out of me or I'm beating the hell out of
Yeah.
him. It's like so yeah, it's fun. It's nice to have somebody in the group that we can kind of go back and forth with, and I think it sets the stage for a rematch, that's for sure. And
Oh, I'm
so
sure,
I
yeah.
know I want one, and I think he does too. But I think the things that we're really looking forward to are the videos when we get to team up together. I think are really cool. Kind of like you alluded to on our personal channels, we've had that in the past, as well as kind of coming up at like grass clippings and things like that. I think are going to be really unique experiences and things that we're definitely going to enjoy.
Yeah, man. I mean, you touched on a lot, and you did a lot of my job for me, which is great.
Ah,
You're
yeah,
a
sorry about
great
that.
talk. No, no, you're good. I
I'm a
love
good
it, man.
talker.
There's some stuff I want to dive into in a couple different things, but like you talked about, man. First off, it's no shot at you. Like stuff happens. Like I told you, I got beat 6-5
Oh,
like 2 weeks ago. I got my ass kicked, and dude,
yeah.
some days you're the bug, some days you're the windshield, and
Oh, yeah.
when you play at a high level, like someone like Brad, or you even seen like JT who just won right the other day, like they can go off when you're that good at golf. Like you can make a ton of birdies, and it's
Oh,
no,
yeah.
like you said. And one thing there's a few things I want to touch on. So the live thing is really cool. I think we're seeing a lot of people go into more of the live stream. The Brian Bros do it. I think we're seeing more Busted Jack do it, and obviously Good has done other live events, but
Right.
on their channel, which is very cool. Kind of a different, like you said, style of video versus editing, and I'm sure that was different. But I guess where I want to start, like you talk me through how you picked that course. Like how did you get to pick the course, and I guess what went through that process of how that was like you said, like it was, he
Yeah.
drove like 7 greens, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah. No, it's and I will say too that like in the Dallas Fort Worth area this time of year, it's I mean, everybody's always like, "Oh, Dallas, like it's nice weather, yada yada whatever." It's really not. I mean, we have like 3 months of like really good golf weather, like out of the 9, and then most of the time those months it's like blowing 30 as it was in
Yeah,
the live stream. And so it tends to be pretty busy. So as far as finding a golf course especially that would be able to meet our kind of what we needed to for a live stream was difficult. So that kind of limited it right off the bat. And yeah, I mean, like I was fortunate enough just to have a really good relationship with like a decent amount of courses in the area, and Denton Country Club was one that was like, yeah, sure, like we'd love to host. And I mean, yeah, like, I mean, again, wouldn't probably be my first choice. Like, there's, as far as if I'm looking at the matchup on paper, I'm like, it's like in my perfect world, it's like I want to be on a golf course where we have to hit a bunch of mid irons, right? Like,
right.
and not particularly like being able to drive at greenside every single, par four it seemed like, and so, but yeah, I think that, yeah, that's how we kind of ended up picking the courses. Really, just kind of we had a few different options, and then I was like, oh, you know what, they're really willing to host us. And I mean, I think at the end of the day too, it's like I mean, for me, I think that, I mean, I was just as happy for Brad playing well, like as he was. It's like I was more happy for him playing well than I was like down on myself like for playing poorly. And but I will say though that like playing so poorly, it was and live, it was like, oh my gosh, you want to talk about like a freaking mental struggle, man? It's
Right.
just like I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I can't look like I'm like depressed and down and yada yada whatever. Like with every fiber of my being, my brain is like I want to break 7 different golf clubs in my bag right now, including one in particular. But but it was just like I was like, it's so funny because it's like you're like, what the heck happened? It was like I blacked out like for like four
Yeah.
or five straight holes. It's like, and but hey, like you said, it happens. And again, I think well, like anything, you don't learn anything from. I can guarantee you, I learned a lot more that day from playing the way I did than Brad did from playing the way he did.
For
So,
sure.
yeah.
No,
So,
one thing I would say, shout out to the production car, because I forgot I want to bring that up. Shout out Colin and then Jeff. Obviously, I saw that, and Blake was
yeah,
driving with that
yeah,
thing
yeah,
looks sweet in the background, and it's quite the production. You guys had the camera cuts, drones. I mean, the amount of skill and like just stuff that takes, like as
it's
work. I
crazy.
mean, shout out to those guys.
Yeah,
So
they're the
I guess
best.
I don't
It's
want to do any. I guess spoiler alert if you didn't watch it. Now's your chance to pause. Maybe go watch it, and if you want to
yeah,
come back, more than
exactly.
welcome
As
to.
if I haven't spoiled it already for how it ended
But
up, but just in
so
case.
you were, I don't want to, I think you were four down through five, or five down through six, whatever it was, I guess. And you said it was kind of a not the shakier start for you. So when you're going through that as a golfer, and we've been there, man. I've been there, right? You can't,
Oh,
like, you're just
everybody
like,
has.
what the heck's going on? Like,
Right.
what
Yeah.
is your nerve level at? And I guess how, your head's kind of, I assume your head may be spinning. Like, how do you kind of go through that as a golfer? And like, what are you trying to do to kind of regather yourself? And then maybe like take me into your head for maybe those few holes, if you'd like,
Yeah.
of just like what that was like for you, kind of just going through that as a really, really good golfer.
Yeah, it's just a monkey banging a cymbal. No, it, it was no, I mean, I think the funny thing, or like the thing about the situation too, is that it was match play, right? So it's an entirely different. animal, I think, at least, and I mean, especially when, I mean, when Brad is going first and driving it on the green or like green side and stuff like that puts a lot of pressure on me. And I mean, I mean, again, like I played bad, yada yada. But was Brad driving greens adding to that? Probably. Was live, being live and having to kind of get a little bit like out of my rhythm and like try to play golf from a place that I hadn't played before. Really, like was that a factor? Absolutely. So those are just the facts on the ground. A lot of people might say they're excuses. Those are just the facts. And so, but yeah, I mean, match play is entirely different. So obviously I get down and I'm like, okay, well, you know, it's like you start running out of holes. You start kind of doing the math in your head and being like, okay, well, if we can't turn this thing around, and it's like, I mean, and I've played match play before. It's like I was fortunate to make match play at the USAM. Like when I won the North South forever ago, like it was match play. We played 4 rounds of match play, and so like I'd played match play before, and I was very comfortable with it. However, I played match play on golf courses like the Country Club Brookline and Pinehurst Number Two. And nobody was driving it greenside or driving it on greens there. Like it was a very different golf course, and I think that that definitely had a factor too. So by the time I got down, 400 through five, I'm like, okay, well, that pressure just starts building. Like Brad's playing good. Like Brad's not coming back to me, right? And it's like, it just starts to, and that's why match play can get out of hand, right? It's like then you start pressing, and then you start hitting worse shots. It's like you're already hitting bad shots, and then you start like pressing, being outcome oriented, being like, okay, now I have to birdie this hole, forgetting about the shots that you need to hit to actually birdie the hole. Like it's like it starts with the tee ball. You better hit a good tee ball if you want to birdie the hole. And so, I think it's just match play. It's easy to really just once you get in the hole to start like panicking and really starting to press, hit some golf shots that you shouldn't, like I did. But but I mean, yeah, it's just the nature of the beast. I think stroke play would have been a little bit different. I think potentially, I'm not saying I would have won because it didn't look like I would ever have a chance in that anyway. But at least I would, I would have a little bit more time. And I think that when you get off to such a bad start, you feel like you have no time,
Right.
and that's when you start to press. And I mean, frankly, very very few times do you ever play good golf from that mental space.
We had technology issues, guys. Sorry, depending where we edit this, but I don't know
Probably
where
my
we
fault.
left off. So I was gonna say, like, how badly do you want to clap back at the people in chat who are talking smack to you, saying you suck or they could beat you? It's like, dude, you're a clown for saying stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I mean, I didn't read a lot of the. Well, actually, I didn't read any of the comments. There were a couple funny ones, and my wife actually screenshotted and sent to me. There were some people are pretty creative.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there's some of them, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like you get into this business, you understand there's going to be people like that, and I mean, I think it comes from just I mean, it comes from a place of just like a lack of like, maybe they've just watched YouTube golf and they just are like, oh, like you're only as good as your last day. You're only as good and things like that. And hey, look, like, if that's their personal opinion, I'm not gonna be able to change it. I'm not gonna be able to go in there and, be like, hey, I think you're wrong, and then be like, oh yeah, you're probably right. That's never gonna happen. I'm not gonna change any minds. I'm not gonna be able to change the mind of somebody who's like, oh yeah, see, Brad, that's why Shawn, never made it professionally, and that's why Brad is the greatest of all time and things like that. It's like, hey, look, it's like I'm not gonna be able to change that. And so I think that it's just not worth my mental energy or time. And it's like, I mean, look, and at the end of the day too, it's like, I mean, hey, I got my wife, I got my daughter, I got friends. Like it's like those sort of things are way more important to me than, oh, okay, cool. I just went and played shitty and shitty golf in a live
Right.
stream. Like it's like, hey, guess what? It's like you go back through any and all my videos, like or really any video in the history of me on YouTube over the last like 2 years, regardless of who I'm with, you'd understand that's probably the worst golf I've ever played. So
Right.
yeah. So but I think too that like I also want to take this opportunity though to like there were some comments though that were like, hey, like it's clear and evident that Sean's having a crappy day and stuff like that, and I I don't want to disregard all the comments. Like, I want to thank the people who were saying that and understanding that, like, hey, guess what? Like, people have crappy days. And it's like, I bet you if I went to your work and live streamed what you did, all day long, and if you made a mistake and you had, tens of thousands of people being like, oh, dude, Bob, yeah, see, you can't type. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Like, guess what? That would kind of suck too. So, all I ask is, I think a majority of the people are great and really, I mean, frankly, just appreciate them watching. And for the most part, even like on my personal channel, sometimes when I see like some of the negative comments, like I can't help but laugh. I'm very lucky to be able to come at it from like a perspective of like, hey, look, like you're pretty lucky to do what you do. And there's always going to be people that, try to throw stones, but guess what? That's okay.
You don't give a shit. No, I
Yep.
love the analogy of like, it's always like the thing of like, if I go to your job, right? 'Cause this is your job. Like people like maybe, I don't know. Most people should realize that, but I guess some people don't. It's like, I wouldn't want, people, like you said, coming to my job and saying, boo, or you suck, or F you,
Right.
whatever, loser. Like, I
Right.
can't imagine that kind of pressure, what that's under, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
right. For
And
sure.
so
Yeah.
it's funny because it brought me back to a comment last year because we're at this, the week of the Zurich. It was like Russ Cochran. I don't know if you saw this last year, but like Russ Cochran is like an older PGA Tour player, and he got paired up with
Okay.
Eric Cole. And like the Fried Egg guys and I think Milling Up guys called him out, and Russ Cochran was like, "I'll give any of these podcast guys two aside and play them for their car." And it's like I feel like you should take that mindset.
No, I know. I know. I think Riggs did does like a
Hater,
hater
yeah,
series and stuff
yeah.
like that too. And it's just like, I know, like I mean, the thing is like, that's just such low hanging fruit
I
for
know
me.
it's yeah,
It's
I
like,
know,
it's like, that's the thing. It's like, oh, trust me, every fiber of my being wants to do it.
yeah,
I mean, oh,
I know
absolutely,
for sure.
but at the same time, it's just like, hey, it's like, that's the thing, I guess. I like have nothing to prove to anybody.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's like the only people that I want to prove things to, like in my personal life, is like, like God, my faith, like my wife, my daughter,
Yeah.
my friends, my family. And it's like, hey, like, Tom, John Doe, 1 2 3 4 exclamation point. Like, guess what, brother? Like, I don't care.
Yeah, for sure. Let's talk a little bit. Speaking of like kind of that nerves, and this is a question I had because obviously you said that the live stream is different than an edited video, but
Mhm.
the question is like, and obviously I'm assuming you were nervous or nervy, and dude, I get it. Like I get nervy over like a $20 money match. It's just like anyone does get. Anyone gets
Of
nervous on the
course.
first tee. Like
Yeah,
you always. It's just as
absolutely.
a thing. But my question is were you more nervous, or I guess how were your nerves for the live stream versus like a normal edited video for Good or your solo channel versus like a professional event? Like, I guess, can you
Yeah.
walk me through like the different nerve level you have, or like maybe like how you're feeling, anxiety, stuff like that, if there is any, like stuff like
Yeah.
that?
No, for sure. There definitely is. Yeah. I mean, I think that the thing about like pro events, because like it's like I've played Corn Ferry Tour events, like I've played like U.S. Open sectionals, like things that really matter, right? Like Q School every year just matters.
Right, yeah, literally.
Yeah,
PGA
exactly,
Tour card.
100%. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and it's just like over the years, like over the last 10, 15, 20 years or whatever that I've been playing, like I've developed this process to be able to, hit good shots, especially in like moments where I am feeling, whether that's anxiety or nervousness, whatever. And I think that was the thing about the live stream was just so different was like I that kind of took me away from that, like that I wasn't able to kind of go through that process of, or I guess more so it was disrupted just by, things that I had never had to do before. Right. And I mean, a lot of the pressure personally was just like, hey, I didn't want to screw up the live stream, right? Like, like,
Right.
like, like, first off, I mean, especially like, you know what, the thing I'm most proud of with that live stream is that I didn't say anything bad because
Dude, that's
there was
always.
so much of that in my brain. I promise you, I am
Yeah.
not perfect by any means. There was a lot of words that were in my brain that I wanted to say. But so a lot of it was trying to avoid saying something that I shouldn't.
Right.
But even it was just, yeah, like there was a lot of like, okay, like, hey, like we need you for like 15 seconds here before you hit, like to kind of talk about things. And it was just like I mean, like obviously not part of the process like that I've been used to. And so I think it was just different. And I mean, over time, the more of these things that I do, the better, that I'll be at it. Like, I mean, again, like it doesn't have I think the live stream, like for me, was just so different than like playing live because I've done it like Midwest Open last year, for example. Like again, I'm not here to toot my own horn, but it was like Steve and I were partners, and him and I literally we birdied the last 7 holes, and like we as in like Steve showed me all the putts and I hooped all of them, and it was
Yeah.
like I mean, and so it's like I mean again, like I'm not leaving it being like oh like am I a good golfer anymore? Yada yada, whatever. Like, I mean, thankfully, I'm not doing that because, I mean, it would be easy to do. But yeah, like you said, I think the live stream was just different because it was just such a different thing, like a different animal than I had ever done before. In my career of golfing so far, and so like even different than a YouTube video because YouTube video, I can take my time, do whatever I want, prior to the shot, and all that gets cut, and then it's just me hitting the golf shot, right? Like, I mean,
Shout out,
so
Michael.
yeah, exactly. Shout out Michael. Come on now. Yeah, exactly. He's just like, dude, talk too much, probably just cut it. So, no, but yeah,
No,
it was just different, I think.
I get it, dude. It's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool to see because you've done everything, right? You said you've played in, mid ams, or I mean, I feel like for you, there's got to be no bigger. I mean, before all this YouTube stuff, like, and you've had so much success over the last 2 years, and I don't think anyone deserves it more than you because you
No.
are an awesome human being. But like, I can't imagine like 2 or 3 years ago playing for a PGA Tour card, like, and going through Q School or even like
Oh
whatever
yeah.
card it is, right? I mean, like those nerves, like where your livelihood is, job is depending on it. Like
Oh, for
that's got
sure.
to be so much, I guess, different and
Yeah.
more relevant than a live stream. Like you said, I feel like you're,
Yes.
the main thing is just don't say anything stupid.
Yes.
Is
Well,
the end
exactly.
goal.
Like I felt like, it's like all these guys in good, like they're my friends. Like and I'm the new guy in the group. Like I don't want to be the guy to drop the baton,
Right.
right? And so it's like, I think that, at least if I go like play bad at Q score, I do something stupid that the only person I have to answer to is me. It's
Right.
like, live event. It's like I'm trying to perform for my friends and for these people that I care about. And so I think that yeah, it just added a different element that I never encountered before.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I mean next one I'll definitely be better. I'll know what to expect,
Yeah.
and I think that I'll kind of be able to game plan before of like kind of be able to have a plan of like oh what do we do when we feel this? What do we do? Because
Yeah.
because those things are going to come. It's like I'm going to have the same anxieties. I'm going to have the same nervousness, in the next one. But we're going to be way better off for it because of what I went through the first one. So
For sure. Let's touch on, speaking of, your opponent. I mean, we had Brad on about a month ago. We posted, I think we posted at 325 or maybe the day before, but we're about a
okay,
month. Like I know you saw his little smack talk, and I'll give you the same opportunity. But the main question is, how is that rivalry, and how much has that helped you just, you know, now that I know you're still playing professionally, but it's not the same grind that you're full time on YouTube. Like, how
for
much is
sure,
having someone like him constantly elevate your game, push you? How much has that rivalry helped you? Rivalry, right? Helped you get
right?
better, and just talk me through kind of that rivalry with Brad.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. No, I think it's great because it's like it's friendly competitive, right? Like we want to beat the brakes off of each other every time we get out there, but we do it in a respectful, friendly way. And it's like, and I mean, the way that I think it was best, like I think Brad did a really good job in the video that we did when I shot 61, and it was like Brad so graciously took the beating. like for better or worse, it's like he played well, he shot 69, but it's like he just got beat by 8, and it's like
Some
but at the
days it's
same
that,
time
yeah,
yeah, sometimes it'd be like that, right? and
yeah,
and I think the best thing is that we put like our friendship first, and it's like there's nobody that I would love to see play well more than Brad. And I think that and I think he would say the same thing. And I think because we want that, it's like it's like iron sharpening iron,
yeah,
right? Like, and so I think that it's always that competitiveness of like, hey, look, like we want to beat each other, but obviously in like the friendliest way, possible. And so it's a really cool dynamic. I mean, it's kind of very similar though, I will say, to like pro golf is like that. Like pro golf is very weird because you're like playing like you're playing pro golf is weird because you're playing against somebody and that person is basically trying to take money out of your wallet. Like, essentially,
Right.
at the end of the day, like that's what it is. It's like and the better the shots that guy hits and the better that he plays, the worse off it is for you. So it's a very weird dynamic, but yet I think that it's really cool because amongst pro golf, like every single time that you see somebody win a PGA Tour event, they've got their buddies that are off to the side there to greet them afterwards, like saying, like, hell of a job, like, super stoked for you, yada, yada. Like, I mean, that's super cool. And so there's like this respect that, I just think high level golfers have for each other that it's like they don't take things personally in a way where it's like they're happy for the other person's success. And because of that happiness, like that drives them to try, to go beat them or to go be, have what they have or whatnot. So, yeah, so it's a unique thing that I think is honestly it's super healthy, and I think, I mean, again, I might be biased, but I think it's made like the good product, I think, a lot better.
Oh, it
It's
has.
just kind of that friendly rivalry, right?
Yeah.
So.
No, I think you hit some good. Like, dude, as you know, I'm a decent golfer, +1, but dude, I'm the same way. Like, I have some of my best friends are very good golfers. Not to your level, but like +2s, +3s, and
Oh
like,
yeah.
dude, like, they're some of my best friends. And when I'm on that golf course, I absolutely want. I mean, I'm fiery. I'm Spanish. That John Rahm, Sergio fire. But like, we're friends. But dude, I like when I'm on that golf course, I'm there to compete. I want to absolutely beat them 9. I want to 10 and 8 them every
Oh
time. And
yeah.
but you're still happy. If that person gets a hole in one, I'm definitely going to cheer for them,
Oh
right? But
yeah.
it's like there's that respect level of like, you want someone to do well, but at the same time, you also got that competition. But at the end of the day, after you're off the round, like, and we just saw Rory win the Masters, and the first person to shake his hand outside of his, Harry, was Justin Rose, the guy he
Oh
just
yeah.
beat, and the guy he just took
Right.
a lifetime of playing Augusta National. Justin Rose has now lost 2, and it's just like you said, man. It's a
Yeah.
crazy, crazy game we play, but I absolutely love it, and I'm happy for you
Yeah.
guys. I think you nailed it. I mean, your solo channel, I mean, those videos are doing 100, 200K views with you guys, and on top of you guys are very relatable and you are very good on camera, but you're also very good. And I think all that turns into a really good product, and excited to see that rivalry grow. Hopefully I know we had talked about it a couple months ago. I haven't talked to Brad, but hopefully next time we get you guys on a live stream, we'll get you guys on together, and we'll maybe do a before or after, and we'll get that and maybe get some
Yeah.
friendly banter going. I know
Heck
that'd be a fun
yeah.
time.
No,
um,
absolutely.
let to before we wrap up, I want to touch quickly on the do you want to go Creator Classic or the Q? And I can, like I said, cut this. I don't know if you can talk about the Q yet.
Either way, whatever you want. I think the Q stuff, it releases
Next week, yeah, May
May, yeah,
5th,
is it
I'm
May
pretty sure.
5th? Yeah.
Okay, so let's do
So
Creator Classic, and
perfect. Up to you.
so
Yeah, whatever.
yeah, so just got the nod playing Philly Cricket Club. I think in 2 weeks ish, or two
Mm-hmm.
3 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I guess talk me through that. How cool is that? And then you just talk me through your thoughts and from playing in East Lake to now the Philly Cricket Club, and I guess the evolution to Creator Classic, and I guess your just thoughts around that, and then we'll let you go, my friend.
Yeah, no, not a problem. Yeah. So, yeah, obviously super stoked. I mean, Philly cricket's top probably 20 in the world, I would imagine. And so, obviously super blessed to be able to, play a golf course like that. I mean, yeah, and just the Creator Classics I think are just super cool. I think that the PGA Tour, I think, is finally coming around. I think amongst some of the decisions that I may not necessarily agree with, I think that this is one that, however reluctant they might have been to have been doing it, I think is a good thing. I think it'll be cool. I think it's a different format this year, so that'll kind of be unique to not this year, excuse me, this go
This time,
round.
yeah.
Yeah, and so it'll be really interesting to see. But I've got a bunch of friends. Obviously, Brad and Sharf are playing, but as well as like Eric Anders Lang is there. And yeah, I think Hole in One Trick Shots I think is going to be there
Yeah,
too.
Josh
So
Kelly,
Josh is going to be there.
Sabrina,
Yeah.
from Golf Group
So it's like,
Games.
oh yeah, Sabrina's going to be there. Yeah. So it's like there's a lot of people that we already have like a lot of friendliness and chemistry with that.
Yeah.
I think it'll be cool. It'll be different. I'm not sure how people like it. I don't know if they'll like it more or like it less. I mean, I think just I mean, personally, right off the bat, I'm super stoked to be playing. I love it. It's like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like, I mean, Brad and I personally would obviously be like, dang, like playing top 20 course in the world, and we're playing alt shot. Like that's kind of a bummer.
Yeah,
But hey, guess what? I mean, it's still a great opportunity, and we're very thankful to have it. And yeah, look forward to hopefully doing more of these types of things.
for sure, man. I think it's cool. And this is me saying this, not you. I'm not convinced in the tour, man. After this, and this is me saying it, not Shawn. So I don't know if PGA Tour sees this, I'm not a huge fan of everything they're doing, man. I know they did that whole thing with the bans with Grant, and now obviously the Wesley situation, which I think it's kind of bullshit. And you don't have to comment on that because that's just my opinion. I don't have anything with the tour, but I don't know. That just a lot of the decisions they've made over there are questionable at best. But
I hope
let's
we're figuring it out. I hope
yeah,
we're
dude.
heading the right direction.
Thank God for YouTube golf, man. That's all I'm gonna say because it's much more entertaining.
Man,
And now that we get the Phil and Grant
same, brother.
series,
Bro.
and yeah, literally. Okay, man. I guess before I let you go, do you want to just touch on any like I don't know when the next time we'll have you on? I was actually gonna try and get to Philly Cricket Club, but I think I might try and get down to Austin, so maybe I'll see you there. But
Oh,
uh,
nice.
solo plans for the solo channel, I guess over the summer. Anything you got coming up that
Yeah.
you want to tease, and then I'll let you go. I'm not lying
Yeah.
this time.
Hey, no, you're all good. You're all good, man. No, we got some cool stuff. I mean, I think one of the things that I liked about like what Quan and I did the most was, being able to travel to, places that, never in a million years did I think I would be able to go, or courses I would be able to play, things like that. So we've got some of that type of stuff in the works. I really love like the cinematic type stuff, and there's a bucket list series that I'm wanting to do that I'm wanting to kind of kick off a little bit more kind of throughout the summer. Would like to do a few more of those, but at the same time, I think, yeah, just to tease it, I think Brad and I are. I think we're gonna do a series. We're gonna do a competitive series. Um, what that looks like, I'm not sure yet. I promise everybody, I'm going skydiving soon. We're actually working on.
Yeah.
I think. I think it's going to be a super cool way too. I think we're waiting to hear back, but it's potentially going to be I don't. Again, we're waiting for the details, but it might be um, at the memorial potentially skydiving into the memorial. So we'll see. We're working on that. Bubby is actually working
Nice.
on that more so than me. But
Nice.
but yeah, regardless, that's going to happen soon. So that debt will be paid. I promise everybody.
Sweet.
But yeah, I think yeah, Brad and I. I mean, we just love playing golf with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super easy. Our editors Simon and Michael, like they both really get along, and I think that kind of adding the manpower of an extra videographer in these videos, I think will elevate the content quite a bit. So yeah, I think that him and I are both kind of invested, in trying to ramp up our personal channels as well as playing some competitive stuff. And kind of like I said, like I have U.S. Open coming up, and we're gonna do a video there.
Sweet.
Following me around for my U.S. Open locals, and then hopefully sectionals, and then hopefully at Oakmont. But yeah, I mean, it's so funny. Yeah, exactly. So I mean, yeah, but my game's in a great place. I mean, despite the live stream, it's yeah, exactly. That's a one-off. Rather it happened there than U.S. Open locals.
Right. Literally.
But yeah, I mean, game's in a good spot. I think just mindset. I think I'm just very fortunate to be in the position I'm in. With Good, my personal channel, and it's funny. It's taken a lot of the pressures of the professional golf life, kind of unburdened me from that, and I when I'm out on a golf course, I'm swinging freer, and it's kind of funny what happens when you kind of I don't know. It's funny, like the people who play the best golf. It just seems like everything the puzzle's just fitting together, and so it feels like for me right now I'm super blessed that that's the case. So
Hell yeah, man. Well, a couple things. The Brad thing, if you guys ever want to come through Detroit or Michigan to do destination golf, hit me up. I'm more than happy to host
brother,
you guys, show
Michigan,
you,
we need to
do
do Michigan
Arcadia or
so bad.
something. And then the Memorial, that's cool. I actually, before I forget, I actually might, because that's Columbus. I might head down there for that. So if we make it link up before then, or
We're gonna
at
be there
Memorial
all week.
before. Sweet. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
we're
Then
gonna be
I'm
there
for
all
sure gonna
week.
head down there. So I'll
Yeah,
pencil that in. Cool, man.
beautiful.
Well, guys, that is Shawn Walsh for the third time. Shawn, thank you so much once again. I feel like don't want to speak for you, but I feel like we've developed sort of a friendship over this, man. I
Of
cannot
course.
thank you enough for coming on, and I'm super excited for all the success you've had. And you're just an awesome dude. And I cannot, drop him a sub. We'll link Shawn's all stuff in the
Come on, man.
description, guys. Make sure you drop him a sub. Get that man to 100,000. I'm assuming you'll get there the rate you're going here in a few months. But
Hopefully.
before we let you go, always want to plug goodgoodgolf.com. Make sure you check that out. Link in the description. Use code JNA20, Sploosh 10, whatever. Use the boys' code. Support them. And thank you once again, Shawn, for coming on. Really appreciate it, man.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Marco, you're the man. No, we really appreciate it. Appreciate you giving us a voice too. It's always nice to be able to, connect with people in this way. I feel like sometimes it's a little bit hard through these YouTube videos. So no, we're very appreciative of everything you're doing and can't wait to see what else you got coming. So
That's right, baby. Thanks, Shawn. Appreciate it.